on down on it. Let's have a look through the confirmed lineups then for you before we see the teams on the pitch. So Quay Nomads, there's a couple of new faces in there. The signings haven't made a raft of signings so far this summer, but there is experience going in there. And as we look through the lineup, there are many familiar faces, but Mullen, one of those who's come in to join the team. Callum Morris, the man who scored the first ever goal for Nomads in European football. And a real supply line expected to be, in terms of goals at least, Michael Wilde, as we've seen over the years. And then we look through the subs for Quay this evening, and you'll see there's experience, and there are goals indeed, potentially on the bench. There are new names there as well. Calderbank Park, the goalkeeper, amongst those who's joined the side in recent weeks. And let's have a look at the Alashkert lineup as they put their team out this evening. They have a number of internationals. They also have a number of new signings themselves. They've been very busy in the transfer market in the build-up to this game. They've signed 6 players. Not all are able to play in this game this evening. The registration hasn't gone through in time.
Goals, corners, etc.
It's an often used tactic by Quay as the ball is hurled into the penalty area there. Goalkeeper comes. It's a good firm punch from the second choice generally keeper, Kancerovic, and then a swift breakout is potentially on with another one of those players who's arrived in the last few days in the build-up to this game. James, wearing the 88 on the back of his shirt, gets the cross into the near post from where it has to be cleared, and it's still alive for the opposition in the penalty area. There are enough red shirts ultimately around the ball to work it to safety. And that's just the first sign there of potential problems caused perhaps by a player that Quay will not have had chance to prepare to play against. James, the new signing. In fact, he's wearing Santos. The opportunity is presenting itself for Danny Holmes to launch one. He takes the short option, then he launches into the penalty area. Heads go up from Wilde. Good strong punch again from the goalkeeper. And a foul given against Michael Wilde. There's an offside decision given against Michael Wilde of the Alashkert penalty area as the sun shines over Park Avenue. Into the box it goes, and the keeper, well, he's looked confident in these early stages, although he maybe just for a moment there appeared he'd picked up a knock, but he's dealt with whatever's come here. Davidian is shielded from Ollie Burns' vision by an interesting 2-man wall, and then it's just put through that and under that wall, and it bobbles harmlessly through into the hands of the goalkeeper.
I think he's a little bit optimistic.
He'll know that the longer the game goes on, with that being the situation, the greater the chance they will do something with it, as they aim to do now with Mbalo. Well, it's a good block. It's an important block as well, as it turned out, because the run was on there. Sort of ball that Quay just haven't been able to play yet. Wilde the target for that forward. Now it will drop, and there is a chance for Quay to pick up near side with Mullen just outside the penalty area. Chips up towards the penalty spot. Keeper's come and missed it, and headed into the back of the net at the far post. And Craig Curran scores Quay Nomads' first ever Champions League goal.
Well, that all stemmed from Jay Owen with a great ball out to Jamie Mullen to start with. Excellent cross into the far post. Keeper fails to claim it. Wilde gets a touch on it, and Curran, you know, the experienced striker, he's on hand to head it into the empty net as the keeper had vacated. But probably see the replay here. Just that's a cross the keeper should be taking, but Michael Wilde just gets a slightest touch on that. Just seen it again. Lovely left-footed, lovely flighted cross. Like I said, the keeper should have taken Wilde out as well there. Didn't. And great start for Connah. Absolutely terrific start for them. Really been under the cosh a little bit in his opening 15 minutes or so.
There'll be a real aim to try and get goals in the bag to take. It's an arduous trip coming up next week.
Yeah, certainly is.
So it's defending to be done. No free kick given. Mbalo plays it up to the edge of the penalty area. There's a little space for his shot, and there's the equaliser. Swift response from the opposition there. As the ball was played into Kartzidze, he spun and he's fired the ball into the back of the net. 2 quick goals, 1-1.
Yeah, really lack of concentration there by the Nomads. But Kirchside's finish was exquisite. Gave Oliver Byrne absolutely no chance at all.
Well, he's obviously taken quite a bang in the process of scoring the goal there, so not able to join in the celebrations. Well, we said how important the next few minutes were going to be for Connah's Quay, and there, as if to underline it, that's exactly what nobody wanted to happen.
Yeah, a quick glance over towards the Connah's Quay dugout there. Yeah, Danny Harrison just gets the wrong side of him there, and he just wallops it past the goalkeeper. Nicely weighted pass there as well. I mean, Declan Poole, he's playing really out of position at left back this evening, and he should probably have come in there to help out Danny Harrison. But plus centre forward, really strong.
Had a really good goal scoring record last season in Barlow. Travelled around a bit, and he does look like he'll be a player that Connah's Quay will have to keep an eye on. There's Quay there with the effort that went harmlessly of Wild, but still there for Connah's Quay to win. Curran hooks it forward, gets a second chance, struggles a little to control the ball. Oh, and that's given away. Now this is dangerous because it's the goal scorer powering forward, and the pass is poor, but he's given it back, and he's almost handed an opportunity to score a goal there. And Connah's Quay Nomads looked like they'd tidied the danger up and then created it themselves.
Well, they're not really helping themselves at the moment, Bryn. You know, there's a poor back pass initially, and then Danny Holmes gives him have another go.
Isn't it?
It's a pass, yeah. The first effort gives him another opportunity, and he's playing that number 10 role, isn't he?
Effect. Look, he's always the outlet. And just a simple ball in creates a problem here, and Byrne has to get his body behind that one to save. That was a chance. Haters on their balcony still, as Boljevic has the chance to cross towards a penalty spot, and Barlow waits. Great block, had to be a great block, still alive, and then it's a poor shot put over the crossbar. And the referee had a little look at the challenge in there then, because just for a moment I caught a breath and wondered whether he might point towards the spot.
It really was a sort of nothing cross. Nearly came to something. I think in the end, a little bit unfortunate. The 9 just blazes that one over.
Long enough. Now then, Wild lays the ball off really nicely to Mullen, who turns, moves up towards the edge of the penalty area, looking for support, needs help. He's down the left side. That help arrives. Again, cross into the penalty area is the call, and almost causes an issue. If they can win the second ball here, Wild underneath it, chests it down strongly, but meets his fellow number 9 in a physical battle there, and on that occasion loses out. And now counter-attack is on. Gregorian into the penalty area. Oh, it's a great strike. It's a fantastic goal, and it's that man again. It's Kursidze who puts it up into the top corner, but the dummy by Mbalo ahead of the shot for the goal was pretty special. And Connah's Quay Nomads are behind here. Nomads 1, Alashkert 2.
The dummy was special, Bryn, but the finish was absolutely superb. I mean, no chance for the keeper there. Again, losing possession in the middle of the park. Great Gregorian cross early, lovely dummy, and on a half volley. And that angle, it looks maybe the keeper should have done better, but the sting from the shot really was flying. So just on the stroke of half time, just what they didn't need.
It was stroked with power, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
A half that started with difficulties, went well, is finishing with more difficulties here. More defending yet perhaps for Nomads to do, as the shot comes in from the edge of the box. And it takes a deflection, and there's maybe just one last corner kick for Connah's Quay to defend. Absolutely crucial now that they make sure this gets cleared.
Certainly. And Barlow has made a big impression. It's been a real handful. To be honest, Connah's Quay really failed to get a grip on him.
And he's in amongst the crowd scene in the penalty area there in front of Ollie Byrne. In it comes, headed away from the near post. Still not fully away. And that's the last action of the first period.
Well, in the game, and also probably get Declan Poole.
We've seen the changes signified there. 16 and 23 up on the board. 23 is Aaron Edwards coming on. 33-year-old, vastly experienced player. And the other change confirmed, 6 for 17. So Harrison is off and Owens is on. Alashkert start the second half, not surprisingly, as they finish the first box. And then lurking just in front of him there, Mbalo. He's one of those players who's played all over the place, the new guy, Mbalo, who's had such a good first half for them. Portuguese by nationality. As that's a foul there, clearly on the back running. There's a problem here for Connah's Quay. This could be,
yeah, it looks as if
could be an injury that Danny Holmes
looks over.
Will struggle to recover from. Immediately he went down, he waved his hand in the air towards the dugout, and that looks like he's locked on maybe there.
Yeah, certainly looks like a knee injury there.
So having made 2 changes right at the start of the second half, it probably wasn't in anybody's reckoning to have to make another one so soon.
A little nudge there.
Yeah, it was a...
Oh, he lands on his knee, didn't he?
It was a cute foul, that, wasn't it? Just leaned into the back of him. All the weight fell on that. Obviously, the hope will be here that is
serious,
it's something that they've taken precautions about, and done the right thing with, but ultimately may not be quite as serious as we were first fearing. So the medical kit is packed up to be taken away, and the Nomads player will be taken over to the touchline and gets a warm round of applause from the fans in the ground and from his manager and the opposition as well. It was as the result of a foul challenge that the Nomads player was injured, and the change now finally is made. So a lengthy break in play there, and plenty to be added on at the end of this game this evening.
Thomas Moore takes up centre-half position alongside.
To be added on at the end of this game. So there's a lot more football to be played in this Champions League tie yet. First leg here this evening at Aberystwyth Park Avenue. Connah's Quay behind, having taken the lead in this game with the first ever Champions League goal. Strong challenge goes in on the far side. Referee saw it and is about to.
Oh, he's going to give
a free kick. There's a yellow card coming out for one of the two challenges there. Santos is picking himself up ruefully, and there's another free kick further forward, which I think is going to provide potentially our first yellow card here. The referee just taking his time over this one. A little discussion. It was quite a while ago, in fairness, wasn't it? Yeah. Unless he's written it down. And Andy Morrison is vociferous in suggesting that they haven't had a lot of help from the referee at this stage. But what they will have to do now is defend, and there is a yellow card, and that's for the earlier challenge, it would appear, from what the
Jamie Mullen.
Jamie Mullen, yeah,
is it? Yeah,
for the first of the 2 challenges, I think. So first yellow card of this fixture.
Some throw as well.
So same tactic can be employed. Michael Wilde, one of those that he can possibly aim this ball at through the crowd, and Wilde it is who gets the backward header, but it loops harmlessly into the hands of the goal. He's adaptable, but he did look really good in terms of the movement that he found and created for himself in that first half. Moore with a header, picked up by the sub, and he takes his shot. It's not a bad shot, and just for one moment there I worried that Ollie Byrne had slightly misjudged that one, but it swung away from goal at the crucial moment.
Certainly that was a vicious effort. Hit with the outside of his left foot there, and he just bent away. Fortunate for the Nomads. Big space in front of him there. No holding midfield player. Nobody comes out to meet him.
Well, it's still full on, this game, and there's another effort towards goal. I'm not going to say on goal, because it was ultimately nowhere near it off the outstep there. but it was the fullback again. Ball bobbling around, and suddenly there's a counter-attack on. And Glisic has found a bit of space, goes down, and referees awarded the free kick. Rather bought that one, I suspect, there.
Look, we're in a perfect vantage point there, and he looked offside to me when the ball get played to him. But
took advantage after that, though.
Yeah.
Well, Quay have got to go for it to an extent. Like you said in the interval, not necessarily gung-ho, but they've got to do more going forward. And we've seen 2 examples of opportunities created down the left side that offer hope for the remaining stage of this game. But before all of that, they've got to make sure they don't concede another from a moment like this, a free kick opportunity. And guess what? Kasidze, the man who's on the hat-trick here, looks of the 2 players. Well, we've got the guy who's just come on as a sub who hit that fierce shot a moment ago, and Kasidze, who's got 2 goals to his credit already. Both good strikes, and he has a chance now to look for that hat-trick here. Driven in goalwards. Wall does its job well there. Stands firm.
Yeah, certainly a good block there.
More defending to be done yet. Throw in goes the way of Alashkert. Little mix up there. Owens it is who ultimately takes control. Now this is where Connah need to get out so that they're up the park. And then Cone. Burn. Long ball. Heads will go up. It's not the best header from Cadio.
Connah still have a corner, haven't they?
No.
There hasn't been many corners in the game, just a couple of...
Just something like that would give them the chance, wouldn't it, to again put it on the keeper. The goalkeeper's been not been tested enough in the second half, given what we saw of him when that cross came in towards him in the first period. This is a chance maybe now. So the long throw to be delivered into the penalty area. Plenty to aim at in the box. Well, the keeper's dropped it, and it's hooked in, and Horan has equalised for Nomads. Oh, fantastic moment. And Connah all square. The long throw causes chaos. The keeper makes a mess of it, and George Horan, as he's done so many times before, is on hand to score.
I think he's actually clattered into his own players there. George Horan, the veteran skipper, centre-half, had a simple task of dispatching that into the net, but just see the keeper here, nobody near him, only his own players. Great refereeing, but what a howler from the keeper. Like you said, Bryn, just before he came in, be nice just to test him, and he just drops it. Well, what he does, he hits it against one of his own players. The referee, to be fair to him, is in an absolutely perfect position there. You can see free kicks being given, goalkeepers always protected. So, yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the ref there, anticipating in a way decision to be made, but nothing came. Now then, again, we said this in the first period, key moments for Connah. Foothold back in the game, defend successfully now. Good call from Byrne. That's what you require from the man between the sticks at this stage. Key stage of the game now. Delivered in from the far side as we look at the pitch. And again, there's a chance to get players around the keeper. Not quite the length on this one, but still Horan gets the head to it. And it's a shaky defensive clearance that takes the ball behind for Connah's first corner.
You can just see the nervousness, can't you? I mean, those going easily into the keeper's hands there. I think it's Gregorian, the skipper, who heads it out.
So good delivery. Well, I'm surprised they're not going for the in-swinger here, I've got to say, as an option. But the big guys are all up. Big moments for Connah. Ball comes in now, heads just over the top of Michael Wilde. I think he almost pulled out of that one, knowing he had a teammate behind him. And then there's a foul that stops the counter-attack, and there's a yellow card. He's a physical presence for sure, isn't he? And he's dealing with Glisic in there. Right, battle going on between the two now. Got to be careful here. Horan watches the ball. Oh, it goes right across the goal line. It's fizzed in from that far side. Nobody dared make the challenge, and that was within a whisker of being a third goal.
Yes, quality cross that was. Good surging run.
Ball into the penalty area, and still danger for Connah here. Glisic lays it back into the path of Coelho. And then Gregorian into surely offside, nothing given. Davidian. Good defensive work from Connah. Forced them away from goal when it was appearing to open up there, but still, look at the pace, that little burst of pace the fullback has. It's caused Connah problems all evening. Again, good defensive blocking. Connah have got to out that penalty area now. If it's a shot from distance, that's perfect, that's fine. Happy with that. It's 1 or 2, again, it's having a physical impact, isn't it? George Horan, hands on his haunches there a moment ago. The man who's just scored the goal. Connah's second Champions League goal, and it's a defender's nightmare, that, isn't it, when a guy knows he's got you for pace in the penalty area.
Chris always does really well to leave that, doesn't he? And I think the keeper just gets a faintest touch on it as well. A
hefty period of additional time here, possibly in the region of 10 minutes for that lengthy stoppage for the injury to Danny Holmes. Here's Yedegarian, another shot from him. Nothing like the fizz in that one that there was in the first one.
No, didn't get the accuracy behind that one he did with that first one earlier.
By the Armenian side, 13 minutes goes up on the board, so we were actually a little conservative in our estimate as to how long was to be played in this game, so still an awful lot of time left as we cross into the 46th minute of this second half. Ball goes out wide on the right hand side. Off. Reminder that the Nomads lost to Sarajevo in their one-off game at Cardiff City Stadium last season by 2-0. Could have a few complaints with that outcome, but there's still plenty in this tie, definitely, for Connah now.
Yeah, from being very consistent with his decisions, he's suddenly become very inconsistent as a referee.
And not many of them seem to be going the way of Connah. Now, I know we're doing this from the home perspective, but that's the impression given, for sure.
You're going to be interviewing Mr. Morris at the end of the game, Brennan. I tell you one thing, if he doesn't bring in the performance of the referee, then I'll eat my hat.
Maybe a subject for discussion. Oh, it's fizzed in. Oh, goodness me. I don't think anybody was expecting that, least of all Ollie Byrne, but this guy loves a shot, doesn't he?
Yeah, he has a goal from everywhere. It's his third attempt
in the 15 minutes or so that he's been on the park. That one again.
He certainly got hold of that. You can see it from...
Well, it could have gone anywhere in a sense, couldn't it? Yeah, I think he probably did, as long as it didn't swing back in dramatically at the final moment. So it's been a very entertaining second half. It's been a good game. It's been a good game, and there's more of it left still here.
There's a lot of play acting going on here, isn't there?
There's a lot of anger brewing here as well. Davidian not happy about something. Referee has stepped in, bit of pushing going on, fingers pointing from Gregorian. Two old guys going at it there. The two 33-year-old against the 35-year-old. Come on, fellas. And it's just launched back into the Connah half. Much less finesse about the Alashkert play now. Boy. And Wild can win this challenge. It breaks well for Edwards. Edwards on the edge of the penalty area. Still going into the penalty area. What can he do with the ball at his feet? Almost crowded out of it there. There was a real good shout, potentially for a free kick in the build-up to that.
Really tenacious from Aaron Edwards there. Did terrifically well. Thought he could have had a foul possibly on the edge of the box there. Defender had a little nibble.
Well, we know where this is going to go. Surely now you can hear the instruction from Andy Morrison. You're on the keeper. So this is the chance maybe for Connah to get the ball into that place again. That place that's been profitable to them through this Champions League tie. In it goes. This time they don't get quite enough distance on it. It's headed clear. Still a chance for Connah possibly to deliver back into that penalty area. Loads waiting in there. Going to be difficult from the corner flag. And too difficult as it turned out. Now the ball is loose and it's won back. He's done a really good half as Aaron Edwards looks up, sees Michael Wild just too far ahead of Michael Wild. Good thinking from Aaron Edwards.
Yeah, quite interesting, the keeper had his foot up there.
Well, out of sight to the referee. Wild's gone down and there's been all sorts of shouts. Did the assistant see anything untoward? It would appear not. Referee...
Something definitely happened off the ball there.
Well, there was a huge shout from the dugout, wasn't there? And Michael Weil looks in real discomfort. Now, if the assistant had seen anything, he would surely have called the referee in.
Oh, he trips him.
Kind of gone through the back of him there, hasn't he, the goalkeeper? Michael Wilde, I think, landed awkwardly from that, maybe. It would appear that nobody saw anything, unfortunately, in that instance.
I tell you one thing, it's going to be quite interesting
out
there next week.
Yeah, it's going to be a real test, isn't it? And complete commitment from the two teams. And there it is, the final whistle signalled. Well, ultimately, from a difficult position, Connah's Quay Nomads have done really, really well to claw themselves back into the game. And by doing so, by getting back into the tie as well. It's going to be really difficult in a week's time. But Connah's Quay have something to play from. They have some sort of base here as the game ends 2-2. Really entertaining match. And Connah's Quay will not be entirely disappointed